The point I was making is that if there is a woman who has a significantly high body count, a sex worker, and then a woman who does not, statistically, morally, physically, you can know your inner being as much as you want. But if you have slept with 100 plus people or even 50 plus people, that woman is going to most likely cheat on her husband. She is going to want to divorce her husband. She is going to want to leave in that situation because sexual experience means nothing. You can sleep around with as many people as you want in your past life and then going into a marriage, but that sexual experience is not actually offering anything to the marriage other than her actually being insecure in that marriage and always constantly comparing. And Andrew was bringing up pair bonding, and it's the oxytocin, it's the hormones in a woman's body that is being released, that when you are engaging in intercourse with a man, you are being bonded to that person and then creating the inability to be able to connect with future partners for a longer term relationship.
But I've also heard people being like older people being like 30s in their 40s being like, I've only slept with my wife and and this is why we're breaking up and it didn't go as planned and like I wish I got to experience more people when I was younger. And I feel like
Who says that? The man or the woman?
A lot of the times the man.
Which, I mean, sure, that may be like a 5 to 10% of
I don't think it's a 5 to 10% of marriage.
There is a significant large gap between women who have a lower body count versus women who have a higher body count in the happiness in marriage, success in marriage, and divorce rate in our country. I mean, 53% of marriages end in divorce in America, and 80% are initiated by the woman.
I'd like to add a little bit. Also, the multiple relationships, the sexual relationships, whatever. You're also practicing to divorce. Because you're never committing to anything. You're just learning how to break up. And so the more partners that you're having, the more likely it is that you're going to divorce. You'd have to work 10 times as hard to stay in that relationship had you been somebody who had multiple relationships.
I have a question. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you not have feelings for people that you have sex with?
That's a really good question. And it's pretty common. It's about compartmentalizing, and it's a choice. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. It's compartmentalizing.
Do you find it difficult to do that? Is it easy?
No, because at the end of the day, like, it's a job, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to chalk it up to anything because it's its own field, and there's no right comparison, and I would be doing it injustice if I tried to make a comparison. But it's about compartmentalizing, and it is a choice to kind of turn on those feelings and those connections. And if you are someone who does not have that ability, then maybe that's not the right field, or maybe you need to get in touch with yourself a little bit more before you start to engage in promiscuous activity.
Do you think it's gotten easier to compartmentalize the more you've been in the industry?
I would say yes, and I would say yes. It's something that you have to have kind of already, and you have to have that relationship with yourself. That's why this industry, this profession is not for everybody. And that's why so many people do have problems. That's why you do hear these stories, is because the women themselves have not done that self-work to be able to differentiate what is work.
So then that means that it's you as you go, it's becoming more and more common for you to be able to not pair bond with your sexual partners.
It's a choice. That's why I believe that this whole pair bonding
wait. Is loving a person a choice? Like loving a man that you fall in love with, is that a choice or is it not a choice?
You can have control over your own feelings and your own emotions as much as you want. So I can feel something for her, and I can feel that strong connection, and I can say, no, I don't want to pursue that, because that will not honor me in these other ways.
But when asked, most women will say, and this is, you can look up data on this as well, that they don't have a choice as to who it is they're attracted to and who it is that they love. Of course, the reason for this is pair bonding. So if you're saying I can now compartmentalize that, and you're basically saying now I can control who it is that I fall in love with and don't fall in love with. It's not even a choice now, right? Or now it is a choice, whereas before it would not have been. Wouldn't you consider this to be kind of a pushback against this idea that, maybe you're not so great with the pair bonding? If you could just turn it off like that? Like, why couldn't you just turn it off like that with your boyfriend, too?
Because I choose not to.
Right, because you
can
choose not to, right.
Dive deeper into that. So I mean, and some encounters it's a progression, right? So when the first time you have sex with someone, you might feel like really, really into them, and then the next time it's not really there. Or you might have sex with with a person, and it's good, it's great, but you don't feel that connection. But the next time, after time has progressed, you feel a deeper connection. It's all circumstantial.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that if most women don't have a choice, let's say, on a biological level, they fall head over heels for the person that they engage with the very first time in a sexual romantic relationship. Their biological drive is telling them to do that. You're saying, not mine, I've got a choice. I can just turn that shit off. How would that not be a red flag to a guy? Wouldn't the guy be like, you can just turn that on and off?
I mean, that's his choice. I mean, not everyone's gonna have that ability, and I mean, it's what you decide to do.
Right,
with your
that's my
own
whole
personal
point. Not
life.
everyone's gonna have that ability,
Yeah.
but women who've had many, many, many sexual partners, especially who are in the porn industry, I could see them having that ability very easily, right? They could just turn that shit off.
Yeah.
So I don't. It seems like that would be like a massive red flag, right?
Well, if you're in a relationship, are you able to control it as much as it is opposed to, like, say, one of your clients or anything like that?
Control what?
Do you have more?
I don't have clients. I have co-performers and co-stars.
How many scenes have you done?
I've done some.
Some? Okay.
Yeah. To answer your question is, for me, sometimes I have to, like with my partner, sometimes I want to go and I can dive deeper into that. And then sometimes I just want that sexual satisfaction from my partner. So not everyone all over the world, every time they have sex, is going to feel that deep connection with their partner every single time. And it has to be the right moment, the right time. And so if like you and your husband are horny and wherever, and you only have a certain amount of time, you're not going to be able to have that whole like special interaction, that special feeling, that magical moment whenever you're crunched for time. So I think it applies all across the board, is like you have to actively seek that and feel that in that moment. And again,
Here, we're going to move on. The original question was, going around the table, what do you rate yourself 1 out of 10 on the wife scale? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not looking to be a wife right now.
Ever?
So that's
So
my take
right
on
now,
it.
what are you on the wife scale?
Well, I'm not looking to be a wife right now, so I have no wife qualities. I work all the time. I work too much. So
Okay, let's say 0 then.
10.
10, okay.
0.
You're 0 because of the stripping?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm decently high up there on the wife scale, I feel like. Especially with my current partner now.
You want to give us a number?
I'll go with 9.
Okay.
My husband would say 10, but I would actually say like an 8, 9. But I say that because I just had a baby, so like wifely duties, like
Sure.
the intimacy and stuff has been a little on the lesser side right
Yeah,
now.
I say 9 because there's always
So
room for
I feel like some of
improvement.
my duties I haven't been performing 100% because of newborn.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's not a mark against you.
yeah,
That's not a mark against you that you just had a baby, and so you're exhausted and you're staying up all night taking care of your baby. They're crying. You have a
Yeah.
mixed feeding schedule. That's good wifing. That's
Okay.
right. That's points added,
Yeah,
right?
I was thinking that when the question was asked, I was like, I'm not really like doing.
Well,
yeah.
now, does your husband have to get up in the middle of the night and go do any of that?
He does. We.
Oh well, then that's
he
negative
wants
numbers.
to.
But other
Like,
than that,
no.
other than that,
So
you were doing
yeah.
great.
Actually, like so with the pumping, he decided like, look, you've been getting up so much. I will take on like just leave me a bottle and I'll get up with her.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna pump.
No,
like, you're gonna milk.
I've
Like a Meet the Parents, you're gonna milk
Yeah, no,
him.
No.
Like
Yeah,
milk.
So like
so
we came with a routine. Yeah, that
Okay.
has worked for both of us. It's
All
his
right.
first kid, so
Sure.
he was glad to
What,
do stuff.
what about you?
Yeah.
I would say a 9.
9 in the wife. Wait, you're a 9 in the wife?
I would say so, yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a caring heart, and I feel like I would be a great wife, and I'm great with children, and I want a family, and that's like where my mindset's at right now, that I want to be a wife.
The reason I'm a bit is incredulous is that the right word? Andrew, is that the right word? Incredulous? You said you've been
That would be the correct context for the word. Yes,
All right.
incredulous.
Yeah.
I also, Brian, am very incredulous, but I'll let you lead off here.
You say you're a 9 in the wife department, but you've been single for 5 years, so the guys aren't seeing the wife.
Maybe she's waiting for the right guy to give it to. Give the wifey
give them the
qualities
wife.
to.
Yeah, I'm just, I want the right person, and obviously in my past for the 5 years, I just haven't found that right person. And I've been learning
Okay.
and growing, and yeah, I mean, I'm
A
not
9
perfect.
on the wife scale, though. I mean, that's high on the wife scale. I would assume you would have no problem finding a partner if you're you know what I mean? Wait, did you say of the these 3 to 6 month relationships?
Yeah.
More often than not, were you ending them, or was the guy ending them? Because if you're ending them, you could probably make an argument for you being a 9 on the wife scale. But if they're ending it, you know what I mean?
I think it's a mixture, but most of the time maybe I've ended it because I started to realize I want something, more seriously. And some of them weren't taking it as
Sure.
seriously
All right.
into a relationship.
All right, Morgan, what about you? 1 to 10 on the wife
On the wife scale.
On the wife scale.
I would give myself a 9. I would give myself a 9.
All right, there you go.